Hi, I am Sentimus Prime, and here I'll be showing you a mock I made using the parts from this LEGO Ninjago set. I've already reviewed this set, if you want to check that out. But this is something I made using parts from that set, and yes, that includes, I've also used the spare parts that it came with. So here I'm trying to go for a samurai look, a samurai looking robot guy. Here he is from the back. Things he can do. This is his shield. It connects it to his arm using this snap piece. He also wields this kind of double-edged sword spear thing. I don't know. I was just using parts from the set. Now, I want to talk about D2 as the head, and yes, the gold fin thing, the gold claw things on top do kind of look goofy. I think it works. I also gave him like this super wide shoulder design using these really nice pieces as his shoulder armor. And the back, it's like mostly clean. He has like little thruster things on the back, if you want to look at it that way. Oops. Not everything about this build is 100% solid. Let's set the shield aside so we can talk about this guy's articulation. Well, the fin things can be readjusted, but he also has a ball joint at the head. You can look down and up. As you saw, I made it so his shoulder armor can move forward and back. His arm is on a ball joint. With a double bend at the knee, thanks to these rounded pieces. Nothing at the hand on this side, but on this side, not only can his hand have a little bit of wiggle room, but he also has a ball joint at that hand, so he can pose with his weapon, make neat weapon poses. Now, for torso, he has, not only does he have like a chest rotation and an additional waist rotation. So like this thing can spin, I guess. He basically has a double joint. He basically has a double jointed waist, which is a little weird, but hey, it's no big. Hey, it's kind of interesting. I'll get that later. The hips on ball joint, they have a lot of range of movement. The knees are on that ratcheting hinge. It can go pretty much 90. And he also has a ball joint at the ankles, as well as that claw movement. This build, I had a pretty good time building it. Where did that piece go? Oh, there it is. Sorry about that. Let's just put this guy in a pretty cool pose. Now, as I said, this figure not really that solid. Has a lot of loosely fit connections and stuff. Has a lot of loosely fitted connections and stuff, but I do like how this guy turned out. Now, something else I want to show is the part here. I have the parts that I didn't, are the parts left over from this set, including the minifigures. Obviously, each one of them is missing parts to their accessories because I used them on the figure, on the build. Obviously, I didn't really use those. No, I wasn't. This is quite a bit of pieces I didn't use in the alternate build, but my focus was not to use all the parts, but to use the parts that I do have in the set the best way that I can. And I think it turned out really good. And I'm not sure. It might be sooner, it might be later, but I will be putting out instructions on how to build this guy so if you have the sets, you'll be able to enjoy this alternate build with that set. Ultimately, which would mean that your purchase with that set would definitely not be regretted, because there's a lot that you can do with the parts that you have in the sets. So that will be it for this build, for this set, or alternate alternate build, or whatever you want to call it, I'll be posting again sooner or later.